Hey folks, my name is Pravus. Welcome back to more Frostpunk 2 in the city of New London, where in the last video we just barely survived our first whiteout. We did run out of oil at the very last second, but fortunately it was not enough to cause some problems before the storm eventually did let up. Actually, the only people who died were because I accidentally left the generator on overdrive for too long. And weirdly enough, by the way, I did accidentally turn it on again when it was already at 97%. I think that when it gets to 100%, it actually just automatically shuts off, which is not how it used to work in Frostpunk 1. In fact, you'd have to sacrifice a child to throw the emergency shift. So, okay, that'd be interesting if so. Either that, or we ran out of oil at the exact right moment, and I got the luckiest supply shortage of all time. Either way, though, the new plot twist is, in order to survive whiteouts, we know we need to upgrade the generator to level 3. But to do this, I need 40 steam cores. That's more than we can find out in the world. What we have to do is now return to Winterhome. If you guys remember that from the first game, that is a pretty exciting moment for all of us. That was a great scenario in the first game, and we already know it's located over here. Unfortunately, I cannot launch an expedition because the whiteout is still blocking off this entire region. We're not even getting any supplies from this area either. So we're gonna have to wait a little bit. But eventually we can go over here. In the meantime, though, let's build up our economy and recover. In fact, the game does warn you specifically that if you do not, if you are not prepared, Winterhome is going to get you killed. So let's go ahead and take a little bit of time, get our economy situated, work on our politics, get a stable position, maybe even pass a few of these rulership laws, because I kind of suspect things are about to get a lot harder. So this might be the time to do that before we head into the end game. I'm going to readjust some of my economy a little bit since we're going to be apparently producing way too much oil in the city now. Let's actually transfer over pretty much my entire stockpile of oil, because I'm going to burn the surplus here, but we'll leave most of it at the Dreadnought. And we've already kind of figured out that that is the best way that we can boost up our economy. Like, it's actually stupid how effective this is. So change this up, we have all the oil we need, a surplus, go back over here, turn this on, and look at that, we're producing a ton all of a sudden. And for what we're missing, let's just go ahead and place down another deep melting drill, and that should solve the issue here too. Now, the other stuff I want to do, before we go to Winterhome, it'd be really cool if we could explore the entirety of the map. That way, I could actually start using my expedition teams to start running as many of these outposts as possible, and I think that puts us in a ridiculously good economic spot. So we're going to go ahead and first launch expeditions literally everywhere. I want to uncover the rest of the map, and then we're going to figure out what to do with the rest of our teams. Uh-oh. Pressure points. Steward, a handful of desperate pilgrims gathered in front of the generator earlier today. One spoke to the gathering crowd as they painted themselves in oil. She detailed a different plan for Winterhome, one that would breathe a second life into the cursed land. We cannot destroy Winterhome for its cores. We must settle it. We must adapt. This is our last chance to make you hear us, Steward. So we must be loud. And with that, they set themselves alight. Rescue teams were able to save them, but the people are shaken by the immolation. You don't say! Do we spin the narrative? This increases the fervor of the pilgrims. Well, that's not good. Or we could just ignore them. They gain new members. Well, I don't want them to get new members. We'll try to burn down that fervor, but I'm going to need the Frostlanders' help to start de-radicalizing these guys. Very, very quickly, I'm going to need that. What else can we research that would actually help us here? There's not a lot, if I'm honest. We've got almost everything I feel like we care about. Fighting hubs may not be a bad idea to go ahead and get these. Ways of reducing tension on demand. Seems kind of smart, to be honest. Yeah, we'll go ahead and research this. And then we're actually really close to getting capped out on a lot of our different resources. Let's make sure that we get ourselves some more stockpiles in a few key areas. I do not want to risk running out of anything ever. We also know that squalor is the #1 thing that is hurting our city right now. So let's get some more industrial districts placed down, which may seem counterintuitive. However, we need that in order to place down our new waste repurposing facilities, where I don't have any building slots yet. But this severely reduces squalor. Doesn't even cost me much, honestly. It seems like a great solution. Warm at last. Life in the city is now warmer than New London has ever known. People can take off layers? Man, what's that like? I've been roasting over here. Anyway, trust rises and tension goes down. Nice! Let's get that waste repurposing facility like so. Okay, I think this helps. We'll even expand the district and place down a second one. I think it's worth it. And unfortunately, one of our herds apparently just went away, so we no longer have the food coming in from that section in the Frostlands. Yeah, that's unfortunate, and that's going to continue happening the longer we wait. Some of these outposts are going to go away. Still, right now we're still in the positive. I think we're fine. Young blood. A young doctor has come with a complaint. The chief physician in my clinic hasn't developed any new treatments in months. He's slow. Do we put him in charge and get new ideas? This could be good, it could be bad. I could see it going either way, but we'll give it a shot. Sure, why not? Hopefully no one dies. I'm trusting you here, buddy. What else? What else? What else can I research? Prisons. We haven't really had any crime issues yet, but this seems like something we're going to need, especially as people continue to get radicalized. This would be a way of getting some additional prison wardens and guard squads. Like, if we're not worried about crime, that's just more guards. That's not bad, right? Could be. Question is, why would I go with the extreme versions if it looks like these are just objectively worse? The isolation prisons do the same things, but don't increase tension or reduce trust. I'm not sure why we would do anything other than this. I don't know. We're gonna go for the isolation prisons. Are there any laws I could pass that would make a big difference here? I really want to go down the rulership laws. But right now, it'd be very difficult to get people on my side here. Who is mostly against this? Most people are just hesitant to it. We could try to get the Pilgrims on our side and get rid of some of the votes that would be against this. What would I want to vote, though? Support quarantine, dedicated motherhood, research, hold a vote on mandatory unions? Like, if I did this, the number of people against it go down, but it's still not enough that I think we'd be able to pass. What I need is probably for tensions to be worse than this. Or, we spend some money and fund the projects for different groups, get them to love me so they're likely on my side, and then try for it. I feel like if there's any time to go ahead and get these rulership laws, it's around now. Tension, I think, makes it more likely that people are going to vote for you. I'm pretty sure that's how this works. So if I were to propose this and say, I don't know, Frostlanders, if I wanted to get your votes, what would it take? Enact the weather-adjusted shifts? Construct a Vanguard logistics bay. Funny thing is, I'm pretty sure I can demolish one and just build another one, and this does the same thing. I think. Or we could just research the refurbished good factory. I don't even have to do anything, and that gets me most of the votes. Like, we're really close at that point. I could make promises to 2 factions. Never done that before. That would be enough to get the New Londoners and the Frostlanders on my side and guarantee a victory. Yeah, okay, sure. We'll do this. I'm not willing to take any risks. This requires a supermajority. This guarantees a supermajority. And with the extra guard stuff, I mean, yeah, we just gotta start working down that. I don't know. The thing is, if this is anything like Frostpunk 1, the more extreme you are, the more of these laws you pass, the worse your ending, depending on your point of view. But also, they can unlock some really powerful options. Besides, all I have to do to make these people happy is just research a couple of things. That's like such a cheap promise for me to make. I can research very quickly. In fact, we can go over here and rush the researchers, reduce trust a bit, and yeah, that sucks. But it's gonna make us go really, really fast. Plus, if I'm really worried about it, we could place down a couple more of these communication hubs. I say a couple more, I haven't used any yet. But this is a way of just getting some free trust at a pretty low cost for me. That said, let's keep in mind that we're running low on workforce. I can't afford to hold off on that for too long. Uh-oh, however. Ooh, wait a minute. The Pilgrims are protesting! Now! Steward, the Pilgrims have taken to the streets in protest against the growing dependence on oil in the generator. We cannot stand by and let the stalwarts further bind the city to a single point of failure. As opposed to what? The generator has always been our single point of failure, you morons! We kept silent as the whiteout endangers us all, but no more! They are deploying camps. Oh god, alright, so we can promise things, demolish a teaching hospital and repeal labor oversight. We can research 2 things, okay, or we can convince them to stop. I'm not gonna get their relations to neutral, that's not happening. 30 weeks. I can research this within like 6 or 7. Alright, we are going to let them have, we're gonna negotiate with them. We're gonna make a couple promises. What happens here? The district is deactivated. Okay. Our options are to quell the protest, which we could do, but the faction gains fervor, which seems bad. Or we could counter-protest and send in the stalwarts, but then people might get injured, and then both sides get fervor. That seems like a bad idea. I need to resolve this quickly. That said, if this is about to raise tensions, this could be more opportunities to get even more of my rulership laws passed. Do we let a good crisis go to waste? Probably not, right? We did discover a new area over here at the graveyard. Okay, we found a lot more materials at an old freighter from the Empire. So that's useful. And a wrecked ship from the Royal Navy, the HMS Atalanta. Huh, okay, there were lots of... Our compasses are behaving erratically. Is there magnetism there? Sure seems like there might be. Get a bunch of coal. Yeah, I guess taking some extra coal doesn't seem like a bad idea. It's not that I need the coal, but having the coal as an emergency option is not bad. Okay, so now I've promised way too much research. I'm kind of glad that we're rushing our science right now. Let's go ahead and start knocking out some of the Pilgrims' demands. This seems like a more immediate emergency. So they wanted things like a carrion coal liquefactor and stuff, right? They wanted other stuff here too. Yeah, the refurbished goods factory, sure. Although, actually, that's not what I'm looking for. It's the advanced bio-waste and the carrion coal liquefactor. Let's make sure we get the right ones. Starting with the advanced bio-waste. That was something I probably wanted anyway, if I'm honest. Oh, our new doctor got people killed. Whoops, that doesn't seem good. Wow, and the protest has spread. For every 1,000 members, their protest can spread to additional districts. However, because the city is in a good situation, it's actually pushing people away from the Pilgrims. They don't like that people are blocking up their jobs. Okay, so that's a thing. Notice the tension continues to grow, though. This might be my opportunity to just keep passing more of these laws, and I'm going to take it. Could we move on to the Bureau of Propaganda? This would reduce tension, which is good, and deaths decrease relations less. We could guide vote more often. But more tensions could be good for me. What if I enlisted the Stewart's militia? The problem is, I'm not sure how else I'm going to get people to like this shy of doing a guided vote, which will reduce relations with everyone, which I don't like. And then I can't negotiate because we have too many promises already made. But if I guide the vote, we can do this. I'm going to take the risk. Let's go ahead and pass the Stewart's militia. It's time to get more extreme, guys. It is time. We barely make it even with all of that. Only 2 extra votes after that. Woo, that got close. All right, but yeah, relations go down a little bit with everyone. I think it's manageable. Maybe I should have done the propaganda office first to make this easier. I don't know, but we'll live. Might be worth placing down some prisons. We're having a lot of deviants who are causing issues. Maybe I need to get more guards. I mean, I could quell this. I could do that. What else is there? Negotiate the end. We're already doing that. I need peaceful solutions. By the way, most of our teams are back. Let's go to the Frostland and find out what is in the world. We have a seal colony. Hey, would this exist if we had not spared the seals in the prologue? I would like for some of these decisions to actually have lasting consequences. Hunt them, protect them. Make the Frostlanders and Pilgrims happier. Ooh, I don't need more food, but happiness is good. Let's get the Frostlanders more on my side. A fragrant find? Take a bunch of goods? Yeah, we could do that. We'll come back to that in a minute. Crashed Hulk. A bunch of cores were destroyed in a wrecked transport. That's unfortunate. We could take more materials and coal. Don't need that right now. Thin ice to get some more food. Okay. A reverberating wreck. Some automaton was tapping SOS on the hull after 30 years. They've named it the Tap Dancer. That is funny. Increase workforce and get the Tap Dancer or get a core. How badly do I need 400 workforce? I feel like a core is more useful to me. I think I'd rather take that. Cores are great right now. We have up over here a timber kiln. Nomads, a possible settlement. A huge sawmill and kiln believed to be used by nomads to produce oil and frozen timber. We can share a site with them, but we get access to some oil. Or we could send guard squads and take it from them? Oh, that's interesting. Ice caves, more nomads. Clanking and grinding sounds echo over the ice. In the distance, we can see the entrance. We hear violent shouting, but nothing is more terrifying than those that pass in eerie silence. Convince them to let us pass. Would this not even be an option if we had not given oil to the Wanderers? We could enter by force, but I'll bet you there's something we probably did that makes this possible. We should not expect anything in return if we force our way in. I'm okay with that. I don't need anything else. Let's be nice to them. Sketches. Hold on. They have sketches of oil heaters more advanced than we do. We get reduced cold. That's great. That's really good. Okay, I like all of that. We're gonna be nice to the nomads. Share with them. Nice things can happen. That's actually a lot of oil. That will last me for the rest of the game. Let's continue exploring, though. I want to find out what else is over here. All of these territories must be explored. And in the meantime, back to the city, back to the city. I need to solve this quickly. This is going to become a problem. More people just joined. We don't have enough housing. Crap! Also, trust is falling because there are too many protests. I'm working on it! Protest sympathizers joined. The protest spreads a little bit further. They've taken over 3 districts so far. My trust is falling from all of this. And the economy is looking pretty bad. Yeah, we've got to have ways of dealing with this. We've got to have ways of dealing with this quick. This is where the research is coming into play. We've got to go ahead and just meet the demands. Meet the demands, and we're fine. All right, so now the carrion coal liquefactor is next, right? Where was that? Under heating? Something else? There it is, right over here. Yep, and we're just going to keep actually making the promise to the Frostlanders. I don't care as much about whether we throw a bone to the Pilgrims at this point. They will always hate me. Let's get the Frostlanders as much on our side as possible so we can de-radicalize. Ooh, though I am really out of heat stamps. Our economy is struggling for sure right now. It'll be fine. Once this is dealt with, we'll be fine. I am getting more lag here, by the way, which doesn't feel very good, so I hope that this is not going to be a recurring issue as time goes on. Another district, and they are destroying our prefabs factory. Stop it! There, I've met your promises. Okay, it looks like these actually are going down. Finally, okay, we're fine. Trust is falling. No. Just wait a minute. It'll be fine. Shut up. Hey, Frostlanders, can you do me a favor? Can you de-radicalize the Pilgrims, please? There we go. All right, good. Okay, all right. People mostly like me a lot right now. Can I pass one more law before the tension goes away? Martial law? People will vote in heavily for this right now. Ooh. Wait a minute. Okay. That's an option. Or do the Bureau so it's easy for me to guide votes and finish out the rest. Yes. We're gonna host this. The odds of me failing this are not impossible, but not very high, and I don't even have to promise anyone anything. This is the kind of opportunity we are looking for. Seize the moment, seize the crisis, centralize the power around me. Look, I know this sounds awful, but I've played enough Frostpunk 1 to understand how this freaking works, okay? I've been down this road before! The protests disperse, tension falls, trust rises. Good. We're okay. All right. Path to power. The Pilgrims' protest has terrified many in the city. Many are calling for a response from the council. The captain limited the steward's powers, but he couldn't have foreseen this dissent. Maybe the time has come to increase our leader's authority. For the safety of the city, of course. Okay. So cool. I'm way ahead of you guys. We could call an immediate session. Does this cost me anything? Because usually doing an emergency session is bad. But if we could pass another law immediately... Okay, this one would be less likely to work. Because the tension's down. Secret police. Assign the secret police community action with different options to manipulate faction size and council participation. Ooh. Hold on. We could do this. My trust is really high right now. If I guide the vote, it's pretty likely to pass, but we could do one more round of negotiations. We have active promises with a bunch of people, but if I got the Pilgrims on my side instead and took their votes away, I already want to do the city-round alcohol shops. I want to do this. Okay. This reduces the number of people against it, then I guide the vote, and the odds are extremely high I pass this right now. Yeah, we're gonna do this, and it passes easily. We're passing a lot of constitutional amendments very quickly right now, but I think this is a good thing. This is a very good idea. I'd like to reactivate these districts, please. Can someone explain to me why they're not active? Oh, because the workforce isn't assigned over here. Hang on, we can fix that. I know I haven't used this, by the way. You guys remember from Frostpunk 1 how you could assign certain numbers of people to work in, let's say, the sawmills or whatever, and you could decide whether it's going to be your people, whether it's going to be your children, whether it's going to be your engineers. The same kind of idea works here. If you're running out of workforce, you can reduce the output of certain buildings you don't need and do this. Like, it still exists. I don't like that this is still saying it's deactivated by a protest, though. I really hope this isn't a bug, because these should be coming back online now. I have dispersed the protest. What is the issue? I don't know. We'll see. Let's go ahead and get ourselves some additional food, by the way. Wouldn't hurt to have a bit more. Heat demand decreased. It is warmer. We've met the Frostlander demand. That's great. Okay, are these on now? For some reason, it seems like it's still delayed. I don't understand what's going on. I really don't. All right. Well, let's go ahead and pass things at the Advanced Blasting Foundry. I promised that to the New Londoners. This will make them happy. And for some reason, the New Londoners are really angry with me. Why? Greatly decreased by the guided voting. Yeah. Raise funds. I haven't done that in forever. So what's the issue here? The city is favoring... Oh, the city has swapped over to mostly adaptation. Ooh. That we need to turn around. Okay. The stalwarts are radicalized because I negotiated with the Pilgrims. Well, that's not good. Can you stop that? If I promote you, I think that would solve the problem. We could also assign the secret police. Boost numbers, reduce their numbers, or bar them from the council for the next vote. I can kick the Pilgrims out of the voting chambers? Oh, that makes my life easy. I definitely think this is a bug, by the way. I don't know why these won't turn on. Do I need to demolish these and rebuild them just to get them back online? Because I can't afford to wait on this forever. I hate to say it, but I think I might have to. Either that or it's going to resolve itself on its own eventually, but for whatever reason, this is taking a long time, and I don't feel like it should. Round up stalwarts? Reduce their fervor and arrest them. What? Well, that's interesting. Yeah, okay. This is awful. Let's remember what we are losing here. This is bad. This needs to get fixed ASAP. I literally have to demolish, like, almost all of my industrial zones. Oh, God. Very unfortunate. It's clearly not supposed to be that way. Still, we have enough time to react to this before my goods run out, which will be very, very soon. The Frostlanders adore me now, by the way. I'm not sure what happened there, but okay. Let's pass those alcohol rations. People are mostly against this, which shocks me. Won't negotiate. Right. Maybe we need to get the New Londoners on our side here. Well, what if I wanted to pass martial law? Nah, no. That one's not gonna work. That's pushing it a little too far. Fair enough. Now that we've met promises with the New Londoners, still says most people are against it. I don't understand why most people would be, to be honest. New Londoners, could you be persuaded? Research the waste incineration facility or the blast found. I don't really care. Sure. Yeah, we do this and we're mostly there. All right, let's just go ahead and vote. I really want the heat stamp income. It's important to get as much as possible. There we go. Problem solved. Oh, and we can do some more exploration in the city. Sorry, in the Frostlands. What else did we find? We found a lot. Okay, Outpost 11, a possible settlement. Increase our stockpile limits? Yeah, okay. I guess that's all right. We'll just have to connect it up. Nansen's Stormwatch. Increase exploration speed. I like this idea. Absolutely. A shipwreck camp. Broken chains hang from the gunwale of a wrecked prison hulk founded by escaped convicts, who all swore all residents would be equal. Is this the freaking prison camp we had from the first game? Because if so, that's awesome. We could reinstate old leaders if I were more about equality. We could support new leadership at the Baron's Cave, or we could bring them back to the city. Frostlanders and New Londoners. I feel like maybe we shouldn't mess with that yet. What else do we have here? The Baron's Cave. A wall of whiskey barrels protect the entrance to the cave. Inside, shackled servants sell anything from stolen jackets to sun drugs. Whoever rules New London, I rescued each of my servants from certain death. Send us the materials to make weapons, and we can expand the shipwreck itself. But they're basically slaving people, right? So, like, I feel like we shouldn't support this. Yeah. I'm gonna break this down. I don't know, maybe we aren't gonna have any way of dealing with the shipwreck camp, but I'm not supporting this guy. He seems like a slaver. The Woodsman. Okay, sawmills. I guess these are probably the same people that could work here. Old leaders? Maybe not. I have no idea who these people are. I could take their sawmills by force, but I don't see any reason to do that yet, so we'll hold off on that. A textiles factory. Take goods or materials. Obviously, we take goods. Bone traders, hot springs, trade for goods, lose food, gain goods. Sure, that seems great. The hot springs mushroom cave. Broken heat pipes run through the caves. We could take the mushrooms and get food production efficiency, or we could repair it. The hot springs will be pleased. Okay, that is the second thing that I have seen about improving relations and something to do with hot springs. We're doing this because somebody, we clearly haven't met someone. I'll bet you they're right here in Steam Valley. Let's go there. Let's go over there and find out what the heck is going on. We're gonna promote the stalwarts. That gets rid of their fervor. No problems there. Let's research that blast foundry. Somehow, I've got to get these New Londoners back on my side. We also really need to swap back over to progress. I did not mean to go for more adaptation like this. Not this much. A prominent pilgrim has disappeared. Uh-oh. Dismiss the case, trust falls. Pilgrims disappear? No, we're not doing that. We're gonna resolve this and find out who's kidnapping the pilgrims. I mean, you know, if anyone's kidnapping pilgrims, we don't know for sure. Okay, we're officially going into the negative on goods, but this should help quite a lot. There we go. Okay, crisis averted just in time. Oh, the Cursed Valley is now available to explore. Finally, all right. The storm has relatively recently passed. We didn't miss too much time on that. The head of our secret police just requested a word. It's a nice show to investigate, but the people will never be found. My secret police has been kidnapping the pilgrims without my permission. Okay. We won't tolerate murderers in our midst. Make an example of these thugs? Yeah, ooh. I don't want to expose my secret police. I might need them. But they did not this was not my choice. You don't get to just do that. Reduce their fervor. Or maybe their fervor just went up. Frick. Frostlanders, help! Nah, we can't do that for 20 weeks. It's fine. We'll be fine. It's fine. Whoa, my population grew again. More housing. The stalwarts have begun rallying. Okay, so they're gonna start getting more rallies here. Workers, heat stamps. I think I'm gonna take the heat stamps. That's the hardest thing for me to get right now on its own. Once again, by the way, I'm full on oil in the Dreadnought. Like, we are producing way more than I need right now. So when the next whiteout comes, I'm gonna have a lot more fuel to worry about. Maybe we should go ahead and just research generator upgrade level 3, do you think? I don't really need to right now, not until we actually get to Winterhome. I guess I could research the actuated heat dispatcher. Sure, why not? We've solved Squalor, by the way. It's basically absent in the city. More things found in the Frostlands. There's hot springs, so there is a bunch of people. Okay, if we want to access the springs, rebuild their loading station and their mushroom experiment. Didn't we do that? So do I just need to get a road? Many small mounds under a cliff. Hundreds of infant skeletons. Hot springs? What have you been doing? No. No. Stop murdering your children because you're out of food. Frick you. Maybe it's because I'm a father myself now, but I don't tolerate that kind of crap. What are you doing? Dried up oil well. Prefabs. Sure, bring them back. What else? A makeshift mine. There are nomads here. We could send them food. I don't mind that. Might as well make more friends. Musk ox herd. Sure. And a ghost town. We could take a core. But I need more teams to do things like this. Fine. There's the Cursed Valley. Okay, finally we can move on to Winterhome. Accursed history. A series of corrupt leaders pushed the city's generators beyond its limits. At last, a competent captain, it was me, took charge, but by then the generator was permanently damaged and doomed to explode. The people had no choice but to gather all they could and flee. Rumors have it the ruins still have valuable resources, but our scouts avoid the site, fearing toxic gases leaking from the fissures. Okay, well, I'm not going to move on. We have to explore this site. I need to get myself a trail and be ready to send in the colonists. We also found a Dreadnought husk. Oh no, I don't think they made it. So, I know there were theories that the Wanderers were actually the descendants of Winterhome. That appears to not have been their Dreadnought, though. This was their Dreadnought, so I don't know. Maybe so. Everyone who goes there comes back with a cough that only worsens. Stay away from Winterhome. Let in the Frostlanders? I kind of don't know if I want more Frostlander population. It's just going to make it harder for me to get the delegates I want in the council, right? There's not many more places to explore. Let's go to these hills over here. There's some hills over here. And then I only see one more territory, these mountains. And I think that's it. I think we've actually explored almost the entirety of the map. Good. Okay, that'll make my life easy. The Pilgrims are protesting again. Gosh dang it, guys. All right, punitive prisons, conservative treatments. I feel like we're going to go down this route. Or I can ignore them and just quell them, but we're not going to. That just creates a lot of radicalism. 2 more researches is not a big deal. It's relatively fast for me, but once again, the city is going into tension. All right, tell you what, we're going to deal with this. We're going to try to use this crisis to pass martial law, and then we are going to move on to Winterhome. I'm hoping that this is the last round of protests before it becomes an issue. Once again, I will speed up the research. It's worth it. Discovered a couple more areas over here. Deserter's End. Frozen corpses everywhere unburied. After that bloodshed weeks back, he only got madder. Oh, this is the leader of Rowit. Okay, well, we now know how that ended. A fishing spot. Site of a conflict. We could repair some transports or take some cores. I mean, more cores are good for me right now. So, hi, guys. If I had 5 teams, I could convince these guys to come home. Are you New Londoners? Because if so, I actually want to have you guys on my side. That'd be very, very helpful. Are you? You are. Okay, we're gonna take this. 100,000 coal and 3 cores as well. Heck yes! Site of conflict, we could actually have mechanized transports. Exploration time extremely decreased. It's too late for this. So we might as well get the core. Protests are spreading again. I swear to God, if you guys ruin these districts and I have to replace them too, I'm gonna get very peeved. That better not be what happens, guys. Better not be. Here's one law. Where's the other one? Conservative treatment. 3 weeks. It's all it takes, and then you can stop breaking my stuff. Swear to God, if these guys make it so I can't actually work these districts ever again. There's a third. They're spreading really fast. But we have dealt with this. Please go away. And this time it actually looks like, yes, the districts did come back online. So, confirmed. That was a bug. Alright, well, we got lucky this time. And with that, we now have everything I need to go ahead and build a skyway out to Winterhome. Got it. Okay, we are now able to send colonists. I'm gonna save this for the next video, though. I think we've spent enough time on this. This is it, folks. We're about to move on into Chapter 4 and get ourselves the cores. We're heading straight for the finale. Thank you all very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. If so, I would ask you to hit that like button, leave a comment, subscribe, make sure that notify bell, and I will see you guys next time.